Hey, welcome to another video. So today we're going to be going into everything there is to know about Joffrey Baratheon from Game of Thrones Season 3. But before we begin, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the Sith Citadel Discord, links in the description, and consider becoming a join member or sending a super thanks if you wish to further support the channel. Otherwise, let's jump straight into it. King Joffrey is passing through Flea Bottom in a heavily guarded palanquin. The riots in King's Landing recently occurred in this part of the city, ignited by him and his arrogance, and as such he is terrified of the small folk ripping him to pieces like what happened last time. His convoy suddenly stops moving because his betrothed, Margaery Tyrell, insists on interacting with the small folk and visiting an orphanage. Later that night, he has dinner with Margaery, her brother Loras, and his mother Cersei. Cersei tells Margaery that the king barely survived the recent riot, but Joffrey explains that they were not in any real danger. He also defends Margaery's actions, to Cersei's discomfort. While fitting clothes in his chambers, Cersei asks Joffrey what he thinks about Margaery, and he says the alliance with the Tyrells will help them defeat the Northern Rebellion. Cersei asks what he thinks about her personally, but Joffrey dismisses her questions. Later, Joffrey summons Margaery to his chambers. Joffrey is holding his new crossbow and asks why she failed to give Renly Baratheon a child. Margaery tells Joffrey that she doesn't believe Renly was interested in women. Joffrey says he is considering making homosexuality punished by death. He then demonstrates to Margaery how to use a crossbow. Joffrey, Margaery, Cersei, and Helaena Tyrell are visiting the Great Sept of Baelor, where the royal wedding will be held. Joffrey tells Margaery about the history of dead Targaryen kings, pointing out Aerion Targaryen in particular, and gleefully recalling how he thought drinking wildfire would turn him into a dragon. When they hear a crowd of small folk outside, Margaery suggests they greet them. Joffrey is reluctant, but has the doors opened. Joffrey and Margaery step outside to a happy, cheering crowd, while Cersei looks on angrily. When Cersei complains that Margaery manipulates her son, Tywin replies that he wishes Cersei could do so. She challenges her father to control his grandson. Tywin says that he will. However, Joffrey's authoritarian cruelty and malignancy is proven to be uncontrollable, since after Ross is caught spying on Lord Petyr Baelish, so Lord Petyr Baelish gives her to Joffrey, who brutally kills her in his chambers with his crossbow. Joffrey later summons Tywin to the throne room. Joffrey asks for a report of the small council meetings, and Tywin invites him to attend the small council meetings. Joffrey complains that Tywin holds the meetings in the Tower of the Hand, which requires him to climb many stairs. Joffrey squirms as Tywin approaches their throne, and Tywin tells him that he can be carried to the tower. Joffrey then asks for information on the rumors about Daenerys Targaryen and her dragons. Tywin confirms that the rumors are true, and Joffrey demands to know what is being done about it. Tywin tells him it is not his concern, and that he should leave such matters to his advisors. At the wedding of Tyrion Lannister and Sansa Stark, Joffrey escorts Sansa to the altar in place of her late father. He then removes Tyrion's stool, so he cannot reach Sansa's shoulders to cloak her. Joffrey laughs when Tyrion is unable to cloak her. When Sansa excuses herself from the feast, Joffrey follows her, and suggests he might pay a visit to her in her chambers that night after Tyrion passes out. Joffrey then calls for the bedding ceremony, and Tyrion insists there will be no bedding ceremony. Tyrion threatens the king with castration, which infuriates Joffrey. Tywin says they can do without the bedding ceremony, and Tyrion says he was only joking, feigning being drunk so as not to anger Joffrey to the point where he might order harm upon him. Meanwhile, the priestess Melisandre performs a ritual using leeches, filled with fresh blood forcibly taken from Gendry. At her direction, Stannis throws the leeches onto a fire and recites the names of 3 people he wants dead: the usurpers of the 7 kingdoms, the usurper Robb Stark, the usurper Balon Greyjoy, the usurper Joffrey Baratheon. At a meeting of the small council, Joffrey gleefully informs Tyrion of the deaths of Robb and Catelyn Stark, being brutally slaughtered alongside scores of their bannermen at the Red Wedding. He tells Pycelle to thank Walder Frey for his service, and wants to serve Robb's head to Sansa as his wedding feast. Varys and Tyrion take offense to this, and Tyrion threatens to take the king again. Tywin interjects by saying that he has won Joffrey's war for him. Joffrey angrily states that his supposed father won the real war, while Tywin hid in Casterly Rock. The entire room went silent, and Joffrey realized that he may have crossed one line too far. Tywin orders that Joffrey be given essence of nightshade to sedate him. Joffrey is reluctantly taken to his chambers by Cersei. So what did you guys think of Joffrey Baratheon from Game of Thrones Season 3? Please let me know in the comments down below. If you haven't already, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the Sith Citadel Discord, links in the description, and consider becoming a join member or sending a super thanks if you wish to further support the channel. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.